biggest issue for him is, yeah, he's knocked out a lot of people, but he's not fought anyone who fights like I fight, because there's not anybody in the heavyweight division who fights like I fight, or even close to it.
With just a week to go before heading stateside, I visited Tom Aspinall in St Helens to see how his preparations were going as he gets ready for his first shot at UFC Gold. In this 3-part mini-series, I was lucky enough to watch the morning training session, ride shotgun with Tom, and then sit down with his dad, Andy Aspinall, to bring you this unique insight into Big Tom's preparation and mindset ahead of UFC 295. So take us through the timeline to how you are now fighting at Madison Square Garden for UFC Gold.
Yeah, well, do you want me to start you right from the beginning?
You can take me wherever you want to.
So today is Monday, isn't it? I'm a bit messed up because I trained all weekend. So usually, obviously, I start training on a Monday. Okay. But I train twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday, which I never do. But obviously, I've got a fight, so I've known about the fight now less than a week. So I found out last Wednesday, which was 2.5 weeks away from the fight. So now we're under 2 weeks away. Yeah, I was just in bed asleep. Cutting a bit of a long story short, I was in bed asleep, got a phone call early in the morning, 6 AM. UFC brass. They've never rung me before, never.
And was it just directly. Like a +1 number?
No, I don't know if I can say whose number. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't Dana White's,
okay.
But it was
someone very important.
Someone very important.
Yep.
And when I had my injury, they kept in touch with me on a personal level, which is very nice. Very nice. So I do have a bit of a personal relationship with them, but and I've had a couple of meetings with them since. So we do know each other, but they never called me directly like that before. So yeah, he come up with his name on the phone, and it was 6 AM. It woke me up, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's this?" But I just woke up, seeing his name, picked it up, and that was it. Like, they'd stopped ringing. So okay. I put the phone back down and thought, right, 6 AM. I've got a few hours before I have to get up, go back to sleep, ring him in a bit.
No, really?
Put my head back on the pillow. And I was like, I can't sleep. No, I absolutely can't sleep. So I went downstairs.
What were your suspicions at that point?
And I knew it's got to be fight related.
Yeah.
He's not going to ring up and say, "Oh, how's your weekend been?" Do you know what I mean? I knew it was going to be something urgent because.
Did you have an inkling that this is what it was?
Yeah, okay. Of course. And I knew it was going to be soon as well. Like, if it was in 8 weeks, they wouldn't call me directly in the middle of the night. Well, in the morning.
Right.
So anyway. Went downstairs, rung him back, and he said, answered the phone, didn't even say hello, just said, "Sorry it's early, I didn't realise what time it is over there," because obviously they were in a different time zone. "Are you healthy?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm healthy." And then he was like, "Yeah, but are you healthy enough to fight in 2 weeks? Will you be fit to fight in 2 weeks?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could probably fight in 2 weeks." And then he just said, "Right, some crazy stuff's going on in the main event in New York. I'll give you a call back tomorrow." And I said, "Make sure you call me back, because I'm supposed to be going on holiday tomorrow."
Oh, no.
"So please call me back." And he's like, "I promise you, I'll call you back." So I'm like, "Right, no problem." So that was Tuesday morning, I think. That was Tuesday morning. Anyway, didn't hear back all day Tuesday. Sparred on Tuesday morning just to test like how I'd feel. Felt good sparring, felt great actually. So Tuesday night went to sleep. Didn't hear anything. Didn't hear anything all day Tuesday. Phone rings 4 AM. Oh. Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. Same guy. And he explained to me what's happened. He said we'd be good to go in 2 weeks. John Jones is out. Steve Pay's not interested in fighting Pavlovich or anybody else apart from John Jones. Pavlovich is the backup fighter. He's already prepared. "Do you want to fight Pavlovich in 2 weeks?" And I just said, "Yeah." That was it. Went from there.
How did your internals feel at that moment, accepting that fight? Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, big opponent who you've thought of before, UFC Gold, lots of stuff there.
There's a lot of stuff, yeah. Well, he actually said, "I'm really sorry for waking you up early again." you catch up on some sleep. And I'm like, how am I supposed to sleep now when you ring me and tell me I'm fighting for a world title in 2 weeks? Yeah, it took a couple of days to settle in, to be honest. But once I got my head around it, I'm really happy with it. I was supposed to fight Pavlovich before, a couple of years ago now. Really familiar with him, met him a few times. Good guy, great talent, very powerful guy. Much better fight for me now than it was 2 years ago, because 2 years ago no one really knew who we both were. I know I can't speak for his financial situation, but I definitely am getting paid a lot more money now than I was then. I'm sure he is as well. And there's gold on the line. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's way better now than it was 2 years ago or whenever it was supposed to be.
But I think for the more man on the street, trying to understand what the feels are like, because we all get, you know, I don't know what would be like an equivalent when your missus tells you that you got a baby coming or something, or you know, you sign up for some crazy challenge and you get the butterflies. But this is a life's work, and now it's in front of you. So how do you process that? And is there a little bit of, are you feeling a little bit sick? Is it butterflies? Is it pure excitement?
I'm always scared, mate. I've never hid away from that. I openly admit that I'm scared to fight anybody. Yeah, it's just scary, and adrenaline and excitement, and yeah, it's just, mate, I love it though, you know. I think when I stop feeling like that, that's when I'll stop fighting, I think. Yeah. I just absolutely live for it. I live, like, my life, to be honest, is quite dull without them moments. Obviously I've got a beautiful family and stuff. They absolutely keep me going. They're the most important thing in my life. But I'd have to find something else in my life if I wasn't fighting that keeps me going like that, because moments like that and moments like the build up to a fight and the fight week and the whole warm up and stepping in there and winning, and it's just what I'm built for. And that's the only way that I can describe it. Yeah, it is scary. Yeah, there's definitely times when I'm think I don't really want to do this, but them mental battles, I'm just built for it. That's the only way I can describe it. It's definitely not for everybody. You even see fighters who've had loads of fights and they can't do it in the UFC level. Yeah. You see fighters who can do it at a low UFC level and the pressure's too much from a high level. It's not for everybody. It's for a very small percentage of the population, and I'm one of the people who can do it, and I'm absolutely built for it, and I'm convinced of that.
So now you've probably had a little time where you can deconstruct the little elements. So Madison Square Garden, I know that you, the family, you know, big boxing fans, and you've had a go yourself. So what does it mean that as an additional part to all of this, that you're going to get to step out there?
It's just massive for me, you know. There's two places I wanted to fight always. The first one being the O2 Arena. I sold out the O2 Arena 3 times now. I'm not saying I'm too good for the O2 Arena, because I'm absolutely not. But for me, what I'm saying, for me, like as an English person, I feel like it's prestigious as an English person, especially a northern person, to be like going down to London, and I don't know, it's just way different to where I'm from. The O2 Arena is just like massive for someone like me, and like I say, I've sold it out 3 times. And the second place is Madison Square Garden. I think that on a world scene, it's the most prestigious place that you can ever fight, and I'm sure that any other combat athlete will agree with that as well. I just think, just so excited to fight there, mate. I think it's amazing. I can't wait to do it.
Well, how do you think you're going to deal with that? Is it going to be looking around at the walls going, this is cool, or is it going to be a little bit like, oh bloody hell, look where I am?
Oh, do you know what? I think now I'm getting to be a bit of a veteran in the game. I think this is my 7th or 8th UFC fight, something like that. I've had a lot of big fights at this point, and you know what? I just try and take the other elements away from it, and just think of it as just a sport. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I try not to. I know all the media love building up about this, but that's just for the media. You know, all the stuff with this really dangerous guy and this prestigious place, like, that's amazing. And I'm sure I'll look back when my career's over and think, wow, that was amazing. But right now I'm thinking it's just a sport, and I'm just gonna go in there, do my job, and beat this guy, and that's it. Don't build it up in your mind something that it's not, because I heard a great quote that you should fight your opponent and don't fight the occasion, and that's always what I try and do. Is like, if I build this stuff up in my head too much, I'll lose before I've even stepped out there. Like, I'll be overwhelmed by it all. At the end of the day, mate, I'm going doing this sport with another guy, and yeah, it's a fight. Yeah, there's massive implications. There's a lot of money on the line. There's a title on the line. There's millions watching around the world. But at the end of the day, I'm going doing a sport. I'm going doing what I love. So I just try and look at it like that, rather than all the outside stuff.
It's noise, isn't it?
It is noise, and you can definitely buy into it. Like, especially as a fan. I'm a UFC fan as well. You can definitely buy into it.
I'm not sure if you'll be comfortable answering this, and what I'm about to say, I mean with the greatest of respect, but I'm very interested to see more how Sergei deals with the occasion, because I've seen so many people come through the highest levels of mixed martial arts to the UFC, but they do struggle with the brightest lights, with the weight of the media. Some people underestimate how big all of that is and what it takes out of you. And I know that he's been in a main event. I was on the call for his last one. It was at the Apex. It is very different to headlining at the O2, any European arena. And now you're going to Madison Square Garden. So do you think about that? Do you wonder whether he'll be the same guy, and if he's going to be able to deal with the occasion as well?
Again, that's a bit of noise for me.
Right.
Like, I think about him as a fighter. As far as him as a person, he could be my best friend or worst enemy. It doesn't matter to me what he's doing. Doesn't matter to me how he feels, or if I don't really think about that too much. I just think, this is his skill set, this is my skill set, this is what I've got to do to win the fight, this is what he's got to do to win the fight, and I just navigate my way through that. The other stuff, hey, if he goes out there and he's proper nervous, that's brilliant, that's great for me. But I'm not banking on that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not being like, oh, he's going to be dead nervous, and I'm not. Like, say, I've been in these situations before, but like you literally mentioned it now, it's literally the first time I've thought about it, really. I've not been back and looked where he's fought and all that kind of stuff. I know he's fought in the O2 because he fought on my undercard before. But I've not looked where he's fought really or anything like that. That kind of stuff, again, that's just kind of noise to me.
Well, let's do some analysis then. We'll break it down into what I will call the kind of major components. So striking. Sergei Pavlovich, what do you see?
Oh, mate, I think he's the most dangerous guy in the UFC for sure. The guy carries a lot of power, he's massive. He's got a great presence in the octagon, great octagon control, great overhand right, really, really underrated jab. Changes his level well. He doesn't do much wrong. Do you know what I mean? There's not really much you can look at him and go, right, he's got massive holes here. And the biggest issue for him is, he's knocked out a lot of people, but he's not fought anyone who fights like I fight, because there's not anybody in the heavyweight division who fights like I fight, or even close to it. Do you know what I mean? You can spar a lot of heavyweight people and fight a lot of heavyweight guys, but none of them are anything like me. So that's his biggest disadvantage, is he's not fought anyone who's like me before.
Grappling.
Oh, he's grappling at the moment. So there's a lot of questions there for both of us, really, because
there's no tape.
There's not a lot of tape on it. Minimal tape. How's both of our cardio? How do we get on the 4th and 5th round? How do we get on? Well, I've done a lot more grappling in my career actually than he has, but there's loads of questions that are unanswered, and we're just going to find out, aren't we? We're just going to have to find out, because I don't know. I've seen him in minimal grappling exchanges, only really against Overeem that he spent a lot of time on his back. He didn't look great in that fight, but it doesn't mean he's bad at grappling. Do you know what I mean? And I know he's got a Greco-Roman background apparently, so I'm sure his grappling's. Mate, we're talking about one of the best mixed martial artists in the world. He can definitely grapple. Where his grappling's at and how well he uses it is to be unseen at this point, so I can't really answer it.
Has he shown a high level of fight IQ?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think his opponents have. I think a lot of his opponents have suited his style really well. Mate, the guy, when he's got a great killer instinct, when he gets you hurt, he doesn't let you off the hook easily. Yeah, so again, at this point, you can only say positive stuff around him.
Yeah.
I would love to sit here, mate, and tell you all the holes in his game, but as far as the tape's concerned, not many exist.
Yeah. What I liked about that exchange, or the finishing exchanges with Curtis Blades, was he seems to find the right shots in the chaos.
Yep.
Like, he can introduce the chaos and he finds the right shots. And Max Holloway does the same thing. I'm not going to put them in the same sentence necessarily, but you saw Max even against Korean Zombies, like, you want to go, let's go. And he finds the right shot. So I think he does things like that very well. But again, haven't got hours of tape to really see where he's at.
You can't watch a lot of tendencies with him. I think one of his biggest strengths is when he gets, as I do as well, once he gets a sniff of a finish, he's on you. And not everybody has that killer instinct, but me and him definitely do. And I think you just have to look at the stats to see that. Do you know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if it's changed, but I have the shortest UFC fight time average in the UFC. He has the second shortest. So
right.
Just that stat alone is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And you can see like what level of finishers we both are.
I think when you put the stats up on the screen, it's pretty terrifying stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would talk about that intimidating nature of him, and he's a fast starter, but you're right there as well.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've looked at with both of you is you both can lead the dance really well, but no one's necessarily looking to counter and sit back. Does that mean that it's going to be a certain type of fight, you reckon?
I actually disagree with you, you know.
Oh,
I think we're both counter fighters.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I quite like it, but you go after the fight, you start the fight.
Yeah, I definitely lead. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give my style away. But
I look at Collier and some of the others, and you're like a buzzsaw. Yeah. And I think he does too.
I draw the attacks out of him, and say he does as well.
Okay,
it's not
so
like
I kind of meant that.
I'm not
as well
sitting
as
back waiting for them. Do you know what I mean? But I like to draw the attacks out and counter on them in that sense. And so does he.
I think in more of a macro perspective, like leading the exchanges, as we say. So I think that's a really exciting note for all of us. One thing I noticed when I walked into that gym today was just the level of excitement. Like it does not look like it's a stressed establishment that have the weight of the world on their shoulders because they have a shortened time period to try and deliver something really special. It looks like a celebration, and that everyone's very happy to be behind Tom Aspinall and his quest for gold. Like, how have you guys managed to put this together in quite a short amount of time?
Well, we were training anyway. That's just basically just a regular session. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
but I think like even that group, you guys haven't been. This isn't going back 3 years, is it? This is
we've been going a bit over a year now, about 18 months with them kind of guys. Yeah, I think other guys have got fights coming up as well. It's not just me.
So yeah, you and Mick were working out.
Me and Mick,
you went lefty.
Yep, I've been doing a bit of lefty with Mick because he's fighting a lefty, and yeah, we've got a good group of guys, mate. A few other guys have got fights coming up, or fights coming up in the, a bit further away. They're not in camp just yet, but yeah, that's the way it is. You know what I mean? I wanted to make, like, especially my dad, we wanted to make a group where we work out but we enjoy it as well, because you can do that. It doesn't have to be all serious all the time. It's especially the way I fight. It's very playful. Yeah. So if I start getting stuff too serious, I'm not going to get off half of my attacks because my attacks are very playful. So yeah, I want to be relaxed in the gym. I want it to be a good atmosphere, and hey, we've been training. We're not buzzing around in the last week or so. I've been training the whole time. So I've not been in training camp. Granted, I've not been in training camp, and if I had longer, I'd definitely want to be in better shape than I am now. Like, I'm not shying away from that, but I'm also been training every day, just not the intensity as I would usually. So I'm happy with it. It's worked out really well.
I was trying to chat to as many of the different people that are sort of involved in these camps now, and I've got to meet your cousin as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure that everyone knows this. It's very much obviously a family business with you and your dad, but meeting Sean today, and he seems to have had a very positive effect on your physicality over the last few years?
Yeah, he definitely has. So I started working with Sean. So Sean's a nutritionist. Sean's also, I don't know if he's a doctor, but I don't know if it's not like a GP doctor. Do you know what I mean?
He's a PhD.
Yeah, he's got a PhD. He's one of the best nutritionists in the fight game, in my opinion. And that's not. I'm not saying that because he's my cousin, because I pay him. Do you know what I mean? I could easily pay someone else. He's not. I mean, I'm not bigging him up just because we're related. Whether we're related or not is irrelevant. But yeah, he works with like loads of Thai boxers and different MMA fighters now, different UFC fighters he works with and stuff as well. So Sean's really good, and I started working with him when I first got in the UFC, just before I got in the UFC actually, and nutrition was not something that I took serious, and I think you can tell that by my physique when I first got in the UFC, and it's way different now. And yeah, mate, since I've been working with him, just loads more energy, way more athletic, and yeah, just it's a big part of it. And I think just because I'm a heavyweight, I shouldn't not take it serious. I still take it really serious.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like seeing how everyone's so close, and you've managed to put this all together with like a very, not that it really matters, but very British. You know, this is home. You're not having to travel the world and pitch up other places. You've found trusted, high-level expertise.
Well, I've not. I can't take any credit for it. It's my dad that's done it all. And I think he's done an amazing job as well. Like if you look at the guys who are in the gym, mainly heavyweights, and that's pretty unheard of as well, to have so many heavyweights under one roof. And we're not just talking about big dudes here who are like bouncers and they can have a bit of a scrap. These are like high-level guys who were drafted in, they've loved it, they've stay for over a year now, and yeah, we're just getting great work in, man. Everything's just going really well, and you know, I still have my trips over to Holland. I've just been to Holland twice in the last month to help Rico with his training. Rico Verhoeven, that is. He's fighting this weekend actually, and yeah, we just got a really good thing going now with the training. Really hit a good stride with it, and dead happy with it.
No, sounds good, mate. It's all coming together at the right time.
I think so, and yeah, I'm just going to stick with that now. This is the last. I don't know. I don't know how long I've got left in this sport. I've just turned 30, so I'd like to think I've got another 10 years left, and this will be it. I'm really happy with my life now. I'm really happy with the way that everything's set up, the training, my lifestyle, everything's just perfect, and I'm really happy now.
Oh, that probably means more than anything else, doesn't it? If you can get all of those bits figured out.
The title, it'll just be a cherry on top. Do you know what I mean? I absolutely love my life. I'm absolutely living my dream every day. I'm supporting my family, doing what I love, financially stable. Like I can't, mate, everything is just so good. I enjoy every day. Do you know what I mean? It's not a chore for me to go to the gym. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Like, it's great atmosphere in there. These guys are my best friends in the world. Family's involved as well. You see my brother in the gym, you see my dad in the gym, you see Sean, my cousin, in the gym. Other people pop in and out all the time. It's just nice. It's just perfect now. It's absolutely perfect.
And I do go back to those conversations where I learned about the times where you couldn't get the fights, and you know, things were a real struggle. Do you tap into that? Do you start that?
Sometimes. You know what? I try and not think about the future or the past too much, to be honest. I just try and take every single day as it comes. I try not to, even like I'm fighting in a couple less than 2 weeks now. Try not to think about it too much. I'm just trying to get through today and just enjoy today. That's like my main.
Just get annoying people like me asking you all the questions. Yeah, and you got a few more coming this week.
I'd love to give you some unbelievable answers, but that's the truth of it.
This is the honesty that I think we all appreciate.
Yeah, and I think that having kids helps a lot with that, especially. As you know, I've got an autistic kid, and he's helped loads with that. Like, I should be thankful to him for it. It's just like, don't think about the future too much, you know what I mean? Don't think about the past too much. Just try and enjoy what it's like right now. Don't be stressing about what it's going to be like in 5 years and all that. I just try and enjoy every day as it is, and right now, honestly, my life's so good. Everything's in place, everything's good.
So the media stuff though, that's. Have you had to manage that a certain way so that you can have some clarity to the preparation?
Yeah, I mean, media are on the back burner. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing loads of media or anything like that. Absolutely not. Tomorrow, I've got my last sparring tomorrow, and after my last spar, I'll bang all the media out as well. Like there's a lot of media coming to the gym tomorrow, and I said I want them all in on one day if I can.
Right.
Just go, spend a couple of hours with the media, and then that's it. You know, rather than keep coming like in drips and drabs through the days.
Yeah.
I'd rather just bang it all out in one go. So that's my plan, is just get that done tomorrow.
I guess it's a very exciting time for the sport here at home, internationally as well.
Yep.
You're getting a lot of excitement. I'm sure you've got a massive fan base internationally. But are you feeling, in the short time that you've had to digest this, is there like a really big swell of enthusiasm around this opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. There definitely is. I don't really read comments or DMs anymore. Like gets a bit much for me sometimes to start reading through all that stuff. So at the minute I don't really look at all that kind of stuff, but obviously through friends and family and people on the street, yeah, I see like so much attention, people coming over wishing me luck. It's amazing. I've never really had a bad fan interaction face to face, not really anyway. Obviously online's different, but yeah, I just try and stay off the phone as much as I can, especially when fights are near. I just don't want to be involved in any stuff like that.
Yeah. So what's the plan? When are you going out there?
Don't know. I've not got a visa at the moment.
Oh right, yeah, you've got to get that sorted.
Still got to get a visa. Ideally this time next week I'll be there. This time next week will be fight week. I'd like to be there on the Saturday a week before if I can, just so I can get used to the time change a little bit and stuff, because I know it can affect you. Definitely affected me a couple of times when I fought in Vegas, so
it's not too bad. 5 hours.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's nowhere near as bad as like 8 hours being in Vegas, but yeah, a week before would be ideal. If I can get there on the Saturday, Sunday, 6 days before, something like that, that'd be perfect, I reckon.
How do you reckon it goes down?
Well, the fight?
Yeah.
No, mate, heavyweight MMA, you just absolutely never know, do you? Two of the literally the most dangerous guys in the UFC, with the most finishes. I think one of us is going to get finished. I think it's going to be me. I think I'm going to do the finishing. I'm not going to be the finishee. I think it's going to be a bit of a long fight, to be honest with you.
You do?
I'd say it'd be third or fourth. Yeah, I think I'll finish him later on. Yeah.
Long fight, third or fourth. That is heavyweight MMA, right?
I don't want it to be 5 if I can help it.
5 rounds here?
No, I don't think it'll be points. It definitely won't be points. But yeah, I think third or fourth round. I reckon third or fourth round TKO. I'd say something like that.
I like it. Exciting times.
Let's get in. Let's have a Nando.